Hello, hello, my YouTube family. Welcome back. I'm glad to see you. I hope everybody's doing well. Today, we're going to do a bit of a chit chat, get ready with me. However, we do have a star. We are going to be featuring the NIKKIA Joy Loose Pigments. It's going to be the first time trying them for myself. And I just got them in the mail and I was really excited to crack into them. So if you are interested in getting to know a little bit more about me and seeing how the NIKKIA Joy Pigments are and what I think about them, stay tuned. Welcome back. So here we are. We are going to just do sort of like a chit chat, get ready with me. It's also going to be a first impressions of the NIKKIA Joy Loose Pigments. I picked up a few. I'm excited to try them out. They just came in, so I had to sit down and film with them. And instead of just doing a review of that, I thought we could do a chit chat, get ready with me, and you could learn a little more about how my crazy mind thinks. So why don't we just hop into it? I'm not going to talk too much about the products that I'm using. We're just going to chat, but then we'll get right down to business when it comes to those pigments. But I will hold up each product and let you know what I'm using, and everything will be linked in the description box down below as well. Those are not affiliated links because I am currently not affiliated with anybody. So I will not be earning any commission if you shop through those links. Those will just get you to where you're going. Anywho, let's get started. But how is everybody doing? You know, I feel like in some ways there's sort of hope on the horizon. You know, we've got vaccine rolling out in a lot of countries. I'm seeing a lot of stories online, my friends on Facebook getting their vaccinations. Unfortunately, all of those friends that are getting vaccinated are in the US. I mean, good for the US. I'm in Canada now. I was born and raised in the US, so a lot of all of my family and a lot of my friends are still there. So that's how I'm sort of seeing what's still going on back there. But here in Ontario, the vaccine delivery has been delayed again. I'm second in line because A, I'm in the healthcare field, but B, because currently one of the units that I manage is in a retirement home. It's located in a retirement home. So we are sort of grouped in with the retirement home bunch because we're in and around those residents all the time. However, I've said, you know, I'm not frontline right now, so absolutely give it to the patients and the actual frontline workers first. I will wait my turn. But it's hard. It's been a hard week because, like I've mentioned before, my daughter is a competitive dancer. And last year, the dance competition season was canceled because of COVID, of course. All the theaters were shut down. We couldn't be in sort of tight, cramped spaces. And let me just digress for a minute. So if anyone was a competitive dancer, knows a competitive dancer, or did any kind of competitive, or even theater, really, you know that the dressing rooms you are sardines in a can. So we are in there with all the other competing teams. Nary a sheet covers, you know, in between each team just to change costumes and whatnot. So it was a very unsafe environment for viral spread. So I understand why I have a hair in front of my face. I understand why they canceled, but it was hard nonetheless. But it looks like this year's canceled too, and that's really hard on her. She's really into competitive dancing, and that was hard for her to really realize that this year was either going to be Zoom competitions, where there still actually might be Zoom competitions. In reality, the possibility of them being canceled is pretty high, and she just loves dancing so much. So that's really hard for her, and it's hard as a parent to sort of see a kid be that devastated by something they love so much. I worry that maybe she'll lose some of her motivation. She's getting a bit older now. She enters high school next year. You know, will she even want to keep dancing because we haven't kept that momentum of that competitive spirit or that competitive nature to sort of keep it alive? Because as crazy as it is, but we love every minute of it. It is a thrill, and it fills them with pride. her team did quite well not last year, the year before. And she was so excited to sort of keep on that. And I hope she just doesn't lose that sort of excitement and passion for it. And it was funny, I was in Walmart today to pick up a prescription. I don't go to the store often, almost never. I do as much online shopping as I can. But I was in Walmart today, and a older woman, who probably was just like lonely and so freaking excited that she was having some, social interaction, that in line at the pharmacy counter, she was literally like 18 inches from me. And I wouldn't have thought two sniffs about it 2 years ago. She just started yammering on to me. She just started talking to me, just going on. And I'm like, back up. Of course, not wearing her mask properly, because, if you're going to be that close to somebody right now, clearly you're also not wearing your mask properly. And because it seems like our vaccinations are so far in the distance, I worry. I don't want anyone getting sick. I certainly can't afford to get sick right now. God, I love this foundation. It's like, it'll set down. It's pretty glowy right now, especially with that base underneath, but I like to thin it out with my secret weapon that I've shown before, the Fourth Ray Beauty Coconut Face Milk. And it does thin out the coverage a little bit, but I quite like that. I'm not loving a full beat these days. I like a bit of a lighter coverage moment. And I just think this covers up just enough. A little redness here still, but I did a peel, so I think that redness is going to be a little harder to cover up. I am going to talk a little bit about this product. So I tried this recently in a drugstore haul that I did. I'm not sure if this video is going up before or after that one. But this guy, the Candid Concealer, I am blown away. This is really good. This is a really, really good concealer. It was skin-like, medium coverage at best. I actually had to build it up to get it to medium coverage, but it wore beautifully under my eyes. I don't have to even set it. It actually looked better unset, and it didn't look crepey. It was just dry enough that it didn't gather. Yeah, I'm really impressed. This is good, good stuff. Like, it just looks so natural. How many concealers have I tried? And this has been out for a while and I missed out. Now, if you like a full coverage concealer, this is not your girl. Absolutely not. But again, like I said, I'm sort of liking sort of that lighter coverage moment nowadays. I won't set this because I liked it better unset. I am going to have to put some powder on my cheeks later. Shoot, I should have done my eyes first. Oh well, we're here now. I will probably put some powder down on my cheeks later when we get to the pigments, because they are loose pigments and I'm not sure if they're just going to fall all over my face, but just using my NIKKIA Joy setting powder, keeping with theme. Do you like my Mardi Gras nails? I don't know if the screen is catching it, the colors, but I did my Mardi Gras nails. I'm all about Pancake Tuesday. That sounds like a good time too. Speaking of cooking, I'm going to insert some pictures. Does anyone else's dog do this? So this is Buddy. He's our 13-year-old golden retriever. And I think he has some kind of radar on him. He will find the exact spot where he knows would be the least convenient for him to lay. And that's where he lays. When I'm cooking and making dinner, he lays here, which is in between the kitchen and the dining room. Without fail, he's always there. So I have to climb, and he doesn't get up if you go over him. He's not the kind of dog where it's like, oh, she has to get over me, so I'll move. No, 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 no. He just stays there, and I have to step over him, and he's a big boy. And then when I'm on the couch at night, he lays in front of the couch, like that. And so I have to jump over him to get off the couch. I'm not 22. I am 40 years old. I should not be jumping off the couch. I'm going to break a hip. And then during the day, when we're sort of in and out of the house, or if I'm working from home, I work in my husband's office, and often when I'm working from home, I'm like meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting. It's usually a jam-packed day. It's not like working from home and getting up when I want to and, you know, maybe getting to some emails and no. Like one of my days of my week is that packed back to back that I just like literally don't have the time to get there. I mean, I could if I woke up earlier, but I am not a morning person. I thought about doing a series of sort of chit chat get readies with me at 0 dark 30 because that's when I get ready, and I might still, but I'm just so almost incoherent in the morning that I don't know how entertaining I would be. Get ready with me at 5 o'clock in the morning. I know Emily Noel does it, but I don't have young baby children anymore, so I'm kind of out of practice. Nor was I ever really a morning person, and my children actually allowed that to continue. My oldest child that I birthed, she never got up early, ever. She always slept in, even when she was a little baby. But I mean, she was never a little baby. Let's put this into perspective. She was 12 pounds when she was born. So, but when she was a young baby, she would sleep in. Like that's what she did. Sorry, that's quite reflective. I was able to sort of sleep in too. And then I started working shift work at the hospital when I worked in Emerge. And that threw off my sleep schedule pretty well. Seems like that's permanent. Damn, that's pigmented. Holy shit. We're gonna have to tone that down. And even though I've been off of shift work for 3 years now, I can't get that. I used to be able to wake up at, 4:30 in the morning before a day shift, no problem. Nope. I wake up at 5 most days, but it is a real struggle. It is really, really hard, and I don't feel like a functional human being till probably 8 o'clock. 8's like the sweet spot when I'm like, okay, caffeine's kicked in, we've had some coffee, we're good to go. But as you may have noticed, I've got curly hair. These are au naturel, and they're a bit of a pain in the ass. I didn't actually realize I had curly hair till I was 39. I always thought it was just floofy. So I'm still trying to learn how to work them. Yeah, so I spend most of my early morning freshening up or reviving or refreshing my hair. And so that's a bit of a pain in the arse. But yeah, anyway, back to what I was saying. When I work from home, I will have to sort of run in the house real quick, go to the washroom or grab a snack or grab lunch or whatever, and then run right back out. And I go through our sliding glass door in our living room or the front door. And it's almost like he knows which one I'm coming in. Because when I'm coming through the sliding glass door, there he is, laying across the sliding glass door. Like on the rug. God damn it, that's pretty. If you have not tried over highlighters, I wasn't expecting to be this glowy today, but that's what happens when I chat. Or if I come in the front door and I open the door, I like smack the door into him. And you think he would learn, but no. He doesn't learn. He always sits there. He always lays there. I mean, he is sort of the biggest love there is. I think he just wants to be noticed. Although, don't feel bad for him. He gets plenty noticed. He gets the most loves. Our other dog is a Labradoodle, and he sort of stays in his little corner bed area thing. But that dog, he's like attached to me. When I come home, he does not leave my side the rest of the night until I'm sort of settled in, either on the couch watching TV or editing or whatever. He is right next to me up until then. Then he goes and lays on his bed. When I'm cooking, he's in the kitchen. When I'm filling my water bottle, he's sitting right next to me, staring up at me like, "What are you doing? What are you doing, Mom?" "Just filling my water bottle, man. Nothing for you to see here." They're good boys. They're both old boys. So that makes me a little preemptively sad that their time on this earth is coming to a close. Although the vet who saw Buddy in the summer said he was the healthiest, oldest golden retriever that he has on his current patient roster. So that was almost like, it's like a prideful moment. I was proud of that. Yeah, that's right. I take such good care of my dogs that they outlive their life expectancy. That was just the Benefit brow pencil here. Not going crazy with the brows. Just a little light fill in. I love him. He's hilarious, but I love him. He loves the snow. Holy God. every time he snows, he'll go out and it's like he has to go to the bathroom. You know he hasn't gone to the bathroom yet, but do you think he just goes out and pees and then, or does his business and first? No. He goes out and rolls around in the snow first. I almost have to like give him the command to go to the bathroom for him to actually get up and do said thing. So I always have to allow myself extra time in the morning for the pups to do their thing because Buddy will go and play in the snow. Hunter's more of a princess. He's the Labradoodle. He's in and out. Plus, we recently played Home Groomer. I do not recommend. So we played Home Groomer. Poor dog. Oh my God. I'll insert a picture here of the last time we played Home Groomer. I mean, but that was funny. This time it was not so good. He looked awful. He's cold. We need to get him like a coat. But I don't because he wouldn't stay outside anyway. Even when he's fluffy and has all his fur, he doesn't like being outside. Only in the summer when it's nice out. He is a fair weather dog. That is for sure. All right, it's time to prep the eyes. I am so excited. So if you don't know, NIKKIA Joy is another creator here on the YouTubes, and she is from Australia, and she's really sort of perky and peppy, and she was a makeup artist and a nurse as well. So that was one of the things that sort of drew me to her channel. It was funny because one of the very first videos that I watched of her was her talking about how she used to, oh, not a nurse, I think she was a paramedic, but it's a little bit different in Australia, so I think she sort of worked as a nurse as well. But I was like, oh, okay, fellow healthcare worker. She's got good content, she does good looks, she's really, really excellent at product reviews, and she has her own cosmetics company, of course, called NIKKIA Joy Cosmetics, and she recently launched a brush line, which I have not picked up yet just because it's a little spendy and I have so many brushes, and I do have to go through my brushes and declutter some of the crappy ones, but I just haven't yet. So I picked up 3 shades. I picked up 1 Chroma Shift shade, which is like the multi-chrome, and 2 of the Duochromes. So I picked up the Duochrome Veil and the Duochrome Peaches, as well as the Chroma Shift Cosmic, and they come in these sort of cute little pots. And I know some people are sort of like iffy on loose pigments, and they're pretty intense. You do have to sort of treat them with a little bit of care because they can be quite fally outy. But oh, this is interesting. So this is the Chroma Shift, and it must be quite a moist formula because it's kind of all clumped together. Okay, we'll start with the Duochromes. I'm just going to do finger swatches here on the back of my hand. We'll do them on my arm. Back of my hand is pretty textured because, you know, it's the middle of winter and I'm older. I know somebody's going to get offended by me calling myself old. I mean it in the context of, I remember looking up to people who were 40 and being like, God, they're old. And now here we are. Okay, so here's our 3 swatches. I'm trying to get my camera to focus on them. So I tried swatching them and my camera just wasn't having it. It just doesn't want to focus today. I don't know what's going on. And I spilled pigment everywhere, which of course is one of the pains in the ass for pigment. So there's that. So let's just jump into the eyes. So one of the things I noticed when I was swatching Veil and Peaches is that they're very, very light. They're almost like toppers. They don't have a lot of their own shade underneath. So I'm wondering if I need to put a color down first. So I brought a palette down that sort of matched the shades that I had already, and that's my Dream Street palette. Now, if you watched my 21 questions tag, I will pop it up in the cards. I mentioned how I had FOMO over this, that I missed out on it because I didn't pull the trigger when I had it in my cart. And my amazing, wonderful, absolutely spectacular stepdaughter found it and bought it for me, and she just gave it to me. So I'm so excited to have the Colourpop Dream Street palette in my collection. So we are going to go ahead and use that just to put a bit of a base down. So I don't know if you're going to need like a glitter glue. It's been a while since I watched NIKKIA's video on them. I certainly couldn't get them to swatch the way she did, so I have to go back and watch it again. I hope these aren't a disappointment because they were kind of pricey. All right, let's just leave it at that, actually. I think I'm probably going to do Veil on one side and Peaches on the other, and then the Chroma Shift on both on the sort of mid-lid outer corner. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds like a plan. I'm going to try it with a wet brush first and see how that works. All right, going in with Veil on the right, my right eye. Oh, damn. Okay. Tons and tons and tons of fallout, of course. Should have put the powder down. But holy damn. I don't think you guys can even see how beautiful this is. That is cool. And the fallout all brushed away super easily. That is a cool color. All right, and before I go into the dark one, I will go into Peaches with the same brush on the other side. Okay, this one's pretty. I definitely like Veil better. This one would be absolutely, this is sort of like a pinky goldy peach shade, whereas this has sort of a green and a purple. I don't know if you can see the difference. But yeah, this one's my favorite so far. I mean, of course, we haven't gone to that Chroma Shift yet. This would be a nice sort of sparkly on top of shade, but I'm loving the green reflect in that. That is super cool. All right, let's go in with this Chroma Shift, see what this is all about. Ooh, I'm excited. Oh my God. These are really cool. It's like purple and blue and mixed in with the green. Oh man, that is really cool. Again, a little bit of fallout to be expected. Let's see if we can floof it away. Yep, floofs away. All right, interesting though. If you look at the difference in the two, and that's probably because it's a little drier now because I've moved dyes, and two, this one had sort of that first pigment that I put down. It's far more purple and far darker. Interesting. Let's pick up some more and see if we can't even them out a little. No. Huh. It's sort of staying that different color. I wonder if it's the light. I do worry though that with pigments like this that the longevity is going to be, you know, like is it going to fall all over my face during the day? Maybe if I wet it more. Let's wet the brush again and see what that does. Because it's definitely coming off almost gray. Like it's like this one's purple and this one's sort of like a grayish green. Oh yeah, okay, it's the dampness and I have way too much of my brush. You get the most vibrant, shifty color going on. Oh, look at the teal in there. Oh God, can you guys see this? I just sort of discovered the world of multi-chromes this year and like really like awesome duochromes, so I still get blown away every time when I get a shadow that I'm like, oh my God. I mean, they're still different colors, so I think it has to do with my lights, but I'm noticing though that Peaches here, and I don't know if it's just because I was disturbing it, but this Peaches one has like almost completely lost its luster. I think I'm going to leave it at that. So I'm not blown away by Peaches. I'm just gonna lay that out there. I much prefer Veil, and this Cosmic Chroma Shift is stunning. I wonder if with a glitter glue or even like a more tacky base, like I just used my MAC paint pot, which dries down. So I wonder if I use like a concealer or a tacky base under these, it would really make them pop a little more. Because even now, that were done and they're sort of drying down, they're losing a lot of their sort of pop. So, I mean, they still look cool, but they are losing a bit of their pop, which is a bummer. I'm not going to bore you more with this part. That was sort of what I was waiting for. So I'm going to hop off camera, throw on a little eyeliner, throw on some lashes and some mascara. Oh, wait, no. I have a new mascara that I wanted to try. It's not a new mascara, but it's new to me. It's the Urban Decay Lash Freak, and I don't know if you guys are sick of seeing it, but I thought it might be fun to watch someone who has never used this weird bug-like wand before and see if it could be fun. It could be fun. Let's just see. We're gonna dive into Urban Decay Lash Freak. So I got a mini size as part of sort of the Sephora mascara lash dash set or whatnot. So if you've never seen this before, this is the wand. So it's very unique. Oh, it has a smell. What does that smell like? Just got it on my nose. Did everyone see that? Yeah. It smells like eye solution. Anyway, let's give it a whirl. Just realizing right now I did not curl my lashes. It's a very wet formula. Maybe that it's one of those ones that you have to leave it open for, or not leave it open, but you know what I mean, like have it open for a week or so before it hits the sweet spot. They're not clumping together though. Like they do clump together, but then I just use this little picky guy and pull them apart. Okay, now they're starting to clump, so I'm gonna stop. I don't know if you can see that. It's a pretty wet formula, which is not my favorite because I'm generally a giant disaster. And it went from doing quite well to starting to get super clumpy really quick. So that might be user error, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw my liner on my other eye, do some mascara, pop some lashes on, and we will be right back to throw on a lip and talk about these pigments. All right, we're back. I've popped some lashes on. I actually kept with my theme and used my NIKKIA Joy lashes in the style Lauren. And I did have to trim them down a bit just because I have tiny little eyes, so I have to start them a bit later. These are tapered lashes, so they're shorter on the inside than they are on the outside to help me give that sort of like cat eye lift effect. But yeah, so I've noticed a couple things. So one, definitely with that Lash Freak mascara, I think it's going to get better with age. I loved that brush for the bottom lashes because it's got this little part on the back. It's got this little part on the back. Can you see that? And that little picky part, I started calling it the toe pick because, you know, Canada. That's perfect for grabbing the teeny tiny little lashes on the bottom. So I already like it for that. I would definitely use it again for bottom lash mascara if it doesn't smudge or flake, which I will just have to wait and see. However, I did notice that when I was putting my lashes on, I started to get more fallout from the pigments onto my cheeks just from the manipulation of the lashes. The lashes themselves were super easy to put on, but as I was sort of manipulating the lashes or even just using the little squeezy tweezers, that I was getting fallout on my cheek. Maybe a glitter glue. I'm gonna have to go back and watch her launch video again and see sort of what her recommendations are for application, because my verdict is out because they are a little fussy. They are really pretty still. I love the shift. They aren't nearly as foiled or as vibrant as I had hoped. So that's a bit of a bummer. You see the pictures online. I saw the pictures on Instagram and I was like, holy crap, those are going to be amazing. And like I've tried, okay, clearly can't talk and do this at the same time. Like I've tried other multi-chromes or even just some shadows like my Sydney Grace shadows, my Sydney Grace pressed pigments. They blew me out of the water from the first use and they're not finicky. Do I prefer these to those? Definitely not. It would be Sydney Grace, but I've never really worked with loose pigments before, especially not this type of loose pigment. I've worked with loose pigments, but usually matte ones. I've not worked with a lot of metallic or duochrome or multi-chrome pigments, so there could be some element of user error here. That is a possibility. So I will mess around with them. Oh, I also put a little bit of my $1 Billion Brows pen in my lower waterline. I'll mess around with them, but I hate that I have to mess around with them. I wanted to love them so bad right from the get-go, and I'm a little bummed that I don't. Peaches is nothing special. I'm just gonna say that. Right now, unless I'm using it wrong, Peaches is nothing special. The Chroma Shift, I mean, it was pretty vibrant purple when I first put it on, and look. I mean, it's still shiny and shifty, but it's nothing like when I put it on. I don't know if it all fell onto my face. I don't still have fallout, but I'm not blown away. Her powder is so good, and she talked a lot about how much time and effort she put into perfecting her brushes, and how, you know, one of the only brands that has cruelty-free natural hair bristles. So here I'm imagining like free-range goats, and there's just like picking up the hairs behind them. I don't know what exactly cruelty-free natural hair brushes means, but they have that status. But I will mess around with them. I will go out and buy a glitter glue, because I've never had to really buy a glitter glue before. I tend not to use a lot of glitters because my eyes are getting bad as they are, and I try not to mess around with that stuff or anything that's gonna like harm my eyeballs, because I need them. So oh, see? Damn it. Where did that come from? And now I've said it. But I'm comparing it to some of the most amazing eyeshadows out there. And not my favorite. So anyway, I do like the rest of my makeup. I love the lashes, but these are sort of my going out lashes, because I'm doing so much of that. But that's it for me. Hopefully you guys got some value out of this video. Maybe you were on the fence about whether or not to buy them. I just take into consideration all the things that I mentioned, and if you still want them, then go ahead. If I find out that I'm using them completely wrong and this is a user error situation, I will absolutely do another video with me using them properly and showing them to their true potential. I have no problem being like, oh shit, I was wrong. So either way, I will get back to you on that, but I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. It is almost evening here. Stay safe, be healthy, and wash your damn hands. Bye. I was trying to get the camera to focus on that and it all fell out. It's all over everything. It's all over my phone. It's all over my brushes. That got out of hand. Hold, please. So I have, ooh, I inhaled that. Oh, gross. Note to self, don't take an inhale to start talking when the mist of setting spray is still in the air. That happened. Focus. Shit. This means I have to wash my frickin' brushes now.